Well, thank you very much for having me here this evening. It's a pleasure to talk about the future of New Westminster, some of the challenges and opportunities that we do have. Now, when I started thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I developed this long list of all the different exciting opportunities and challenges that the City of New Westminster is currently facing, and I realized I'd probably be here all night if I really wanted to seriously talk about all of them. But I decided that what I want to talk about tonight are two things. Number one is transportation, and number two is the vision for our waterfront in New Westminster. I thought those two issues are very relevant to the Quayside neighborhood. And certainly the Quayside neighborhood is right in the middle of New Westminster. The people that live here know the issues very well and know the challenges we face. So first up is transportation. I don't think it's any surprise to anyone in the audience here tonight that transportation is the biggest issue that we face in New Westminster. The last time the city did an Ipsos Reid survey asking residents what the number one issue is, 52% of residents said transportation. So we know it's a major issue. Having said that, we also know there's not any major easy solutions or quick fixes. The last 3 years, the city has been working on the development of the Master Transportation Plan, and that was finally adopted last year. In that plan, there's 122 recommendations that the city can work on, and certainly some of those recommendations are more easily accomplished. Some are going to be more longer term, and we're going to require a lot of work to be able to get there. After getting elected, one of the first things that the West City Council did was to set up a mayor's task force on transportation that's really going to focus on looking at the Master Transportation Plan and work on implementing it. Recognizing that this is our biggest challenge and seeing what opportunities we have to deal with congestion issues in the city, see what we can do to make our city more walkable, more transit friendly, and more easy for people to get around their own communities. So I can't sit here and say that 4 years from now there isn't going to be any congestion in the city of New Westminster, but I do think there are some opportunities to solve some of the issues we deal with. The other issue that New Westminster faces, though, is a lot of transportation is outside of the control of our local government. We're right in the middle of Metro Vancouver. We have over 400,000 vehicles traveling through New Westminster each day, and certainly as our region grows by 1 million people over the next 25 years, the pressures on our road network are going to certainly increase. So the second thing I wanted to talk about is the upcoming transportation referendum, which hopefully everyone in this room is aware that there is an upcoming referendum, which is essentially asking the residents of Metro Vancouver whether they would support a 0.5% increase in provincial sales tax to cover the Mayor's Council's transportation plan. Now, this is a very diverse plan that really touches all regions of Metro Vancouver. It covers issues like light rail into Surrey, expanding rapid transit along the Broadway corridor, but it really does touch every community. It does include a 25% increase in bus service across Metro Vancouver, and if this plan is implemented, 70% of Metro Vancouver residents will live within a 5-minute walking distance of a frequent transit, either bus or rapid transit station. So it really is a long-term vision for the region that could transform how we get around. Now, I mentioned earlier that our region is anticipated to grow by 1 million residents over the next 25 years. If we had the same rates of car ownership that we do today, you would be able to line up all of those new cars that would be going into our region from New Westminster all the way to Ontario. Now, I think if you visualize that and try and imagine all of those cars on our road network, you'll realize pretty quickly that we need to start doing things a little bit different. So, although many of the projects in the Mayor's Plan aren't directly related to projects in New Westminster, I think New Westminster has a real high stakes in this referendum. If we're not able to solve the region's transportation problems, I'm not convinced we're ever really going to be able to address the congestion issues and transportation issues we face in New Westminster. So certainly I'm not going to be shy about strongly advocating for a yes position in the upcoming referendum, and I hope that everyone can consider looking at what's involved in this referendum and hopefully come to the same conclusion that I have, that for New Westminster it's critically important that we move forward with regional transportation and we move forward with a yes vote in the upcoming referendum.